Alrighty, so this is going to be a DIY on how Afton and I built our bedside tables. We did get the plans online, which you can access through the link below, as well as the music. And this isn't going to be a real in-depth DIY, but rather an assembly guide for those looking to put together a table of their own. So if anybody needs to reference how to build this specific plan, they can do that. We did modify the plans a little bit to fit the space that the table was going to sit in, so you guys can always change up the dimensions of the table based on what you guys need. There are a lot of plans online, so you don't have to use these specifically. If you have another design that you like, you can choose whatever you think is best, and you can continue to follow how we did it. And if you guys have any questions, you can just leave a comment below. One thing that we ran into, a problem that we ran into, was the store did not have 2x2s, so I had to rip a 1x4 in half to get 1x2s, and then I glued two of them together after cutting them to the correct length. This gave us a square 2x2, and it actually worked out really well for the legs because it kept the wood grain the same direction, and it also kept the entire look of the design the same. To assemble the legs, if you have to do this for your legs, we just used Titebond 3, which is a glue that dries a little bit more clear than Titebond 1 or 2, so you're not going to get a lot of ugly orange or yellow wood glue in between your seams. And then we just clamped them together with those nice little Harbor Freight clamps. Also, I did not have enough clamps to do all four legs at the same time, so I just ended up doing two at a time and having to finish the legs throughout one day. And then when they were all done drying for about 2 hours, I went ahead and unclamped them and sanded them down with this belt sander here. And I thought it would work just by flipping over the belt sander a little better, but just clamping it down to the table and using the belt sander worked way better. So I got that idea from another YouTube channel, so if you guys see something online that you think might work, try it out. And sometimes it works, some little tips and tricks that you see, and sometimes they don't, so do whatever is best for you. Once you have it sanded down, you guys can just see the seams disappear on this wood, and it makes the legs look like one solid piece of wood, which I was very happy with, and surprised that it turned out so well. And then after that, I just had Afton go ahead and do a fine sand on the legs to finish cleaning them up and bringing that smoothness on the legs out, and then we were ready to begin on assembling the sides of the table. So I didn't show how I did the angles on the legs. They require a 10-degree angle, and it was real difficult for me to figure out how to cut a 10-degree angle lengthwise on the legs. So what I did was I cut a 45-degree piece of wood and then did a 10-degree angle on the legs there by chalking it up against the 45-degree piece of wood. It is a bit confusing. If you guys do want to see that, I can make another video on how I did that, but I'll only do it if you guys ask. And then to attach these two pieces of wood together, what we did was you just used 1 1/4 inch nails. I was checking there to make sure that they didn't go through the wood. I believe I set my PSI to 50, and it made the nails sit probably about a 1/16 of an inch into the wood, which I was real happy about. And once the glue dried, they're real sturdy. You don't have to worry about them falling apart. After that, we went ahead and Craig jigged the sides here onto the legs, and this kind of sucks. You can see that my Craig jig is actually set. You have a vertical adjustment on the block there, right where I'm screwing into it, and I set it up to where it's supposed to drill into 2.5 inch wood, so it's way too high. And I actually had to drill new pocket holes into the sides of this wood, and so instead of just 2 that I have to fill, now I have 4, which is a little disappointing, but they're projects, and you know, nobody's ever gonna see it but me, and that's what makes projects good, is, you know, they're yours, you make them yours, and if you want to fix them, you can, and if not, then they got quite a bit of character. And you can see here, I didn't even realize that my Craig holes were the wrong length until I was just about to drill into the wood. You can see here that I have the Craig holes already drilled, and I'll just have to fill them later. And the screws that I use to attach the sides of the table onto the legs are just 1 1/4 inch decking screws, and I really like using these deck screws because they are coated really well, and I'm not going to have to worry about them rusting out ever, especially if this piece of furniture is inside its whole life. And then after doing that, you just duplicate it again and do the second one, and then you'll end up with 2 perfect sides to a table. I'll have the second video link up soon, and you guys can actually click it in the next little clip here. You'll be able to click the video and subscribe, ask any questions that you guys have in the comments, and I'll be happy to answer those, and I will see you guys in the next video.